maybe like a year. I didn't actually get any leads. I didn't close anyone.
Throw out a number there in terms of how many calls you're booking on a weekly basis from the YouTube channel.
Comfortably now, in the last month, we've been booking 3 to 5 calls a week. Those YouTube leads, which tend to be very warm. I'm not like paid to say any of this, but like Quinten has genuinely like made a huge difference. When I see someone that's like actually offering a good service, Quinten's done a great job. I would recommend him to any B2B business. Like before working with you guys, there's no thumbnails, there's no like nice intros, which is like a huge part of the retention. Now that I've systemized everything on the back end, I'm like, I know we need to take YouTube more seriously. I've literally had like so many people ask me, who's your YouTube agency? What editor do you use? Like people are asking you for intros, and that's when you know it's working. I'm not gonna stop doing it, and I think the ROI is gonna be like,
Paolo, I appreciate you hopping on this call with me. But before we hop into the interview, can you kind of just quickly introduce yourself, who you are, what your business model is, who you help?
yeah, so I am a LinkedIn lead generation slash content agency. We basically ghostwrite for B2B businesses and we help them generate more inbound leads through content on LinkedIn.
Fire. Yeah. And I mean, before you and I even started working together, like I've seen your name, like whether it be on Twitter, LinkedIn. So one thing I appreciated about working with you too is like you're absolutely dialed. And one thing I like to do when I'm working with clients who are either ahead of me or just have like a lot of experience is I can take a lot from their process. So just watching the videos you've done for us, I've been like, oh shit, that's like some sauce right there. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
appreciate that.
you've been cooking for sure. But on the YouTube side of things, I know previously, I think were you just doing things yourself? Because the thumbnails I was looking at on your channel, it kind of just looked like you were uploading and
Yeah.
posting.
Yeah, no, I was in that mindset where I was like, oh, I can just do like those raw videos. I think like that's okay if you just want to post for the sake of it. But if you actually want to get something out of YouTube, like you kind of need to invest time into it and actually improve the quality.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like the thumbnails, the editing, all of that is extremely time consuming. Um, so would you say like when you were doing it yourself, you didn't really put in like too much time or effort and like that was like a constraint for you?
Yeah, I would say I didn't put in a lot of time, and like I would say that was kind of reflected by the results, right? Like I didn't it's just like effort as well, you know? Like before working with you guys, there's no thumbnails, there's no like nice intros, which is like a huge part of the retention. And I think also having like raw videos, like it's like cool, but it's not really gonna give you that perception you want. Like I think especially if you're selling B2B, you need to be positioned as somebody that, is an authority. Like I think people are gonna see the quality of your videos, and that's how they're gonna think about the quality of your service as well, right? So it's like if they see it's some sloppy videos, I would also argue that at the time that I was doing those videos, my service was probably a bit more like sloppy. We didn't have all the systems in place. But now that I've systemized everything on the back end, I'm like, okay, I know we need to take YouTube more seriously because I want my image to reflect like the level of service that we're delivering now.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of that, just in terms of, your process with YouTube now, so you started working with us. Can you talk a little bit about like how much effort it's really taking on your end to execute and, get videos out?
Yeah, I mean, a big thing I would say is I'm always worried about like how much time things are going to take me. So I don't like, I have calls, I have clients to manage, I have a team to manage. Like the thing is, it's very important for you as a founder, like to have a personal brand, like to build that YouTube channel. But at the same time, like you have so many other priorities. And I could see that because I was maybe posting once every 3 months, like whenever I got motivation. I think having a team for me, it just makes it like so easy to sit down and just like record. Like the script is there, the Miro board's there. Now, I also like if you are, the expert, which you should be able to also talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you mess up, then you have the editing team, but it's kind of like I have everything set for me on a silver platter. I just need to sit down and record. I mean, that's maximum 1 to 2 hours a week, I would say, to like set up the my setup and then actually sit down and record. But it could even take less. Like if you're in the zone, it might even be 30 minutes, just one take, and then that's my video for the week. And like that's gonna make a huge difference to all of the leads in my middle of funnel. It's gonna attract a new audience. Like it's just gonna make a huge difference just for the time input to the output. I think at the end of the day is very positive for sure.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. And now, can you talk a little bit about how just working with us, making it like easier for the entire process, just like you can give us the footage and like trust that we're gonna do our thing with it and make sure that it's up to your standard?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like I've been like I've literally had like so many people ask me who's your YouTube agency or what editor do you use? Like people are asking you for intros and that's when you know it's working because they want to replicate it. So I think like just seeing that feedback just shows you like the level of quality. I think like the editing is like the intros are always like super high quality. It's crazy how much it can elevate the experience. And I never thought that, I would have videos that were like produced like that. And it's actually not that like far off. Like anyone can really do it as long as you have the right team in place and the right expertise.
Facts for sure. So now, like, I know before you started working with us, like you were already, pretty dialed. You kind of had a reputation already, LinkedIn wizard. But can you talk about how implementing YouTube into your sales process kind of either helped you close more deals or just, get more people in the pipeline?
Yeah, I think for me, YouTube is definitely like bringing a new audience. I would say before working with Quentin, like I did it for like maybe more, maybe like a year, and I didn't actually get any leads. Like I didn't close anyone. I didn't at all. So I got a few hundred views on every video. I didn't close any leads. Um, After working with Quentin, I mean, I closed clients directly from YouTube, but more than anything, it's just having that in my pre-call flow, having that in my lead magnets, just having YouTube as like this nurturing mechanism. That's why I think like even if you don't want to like go super viral, like you don't need to be the next Iman Gadzi or anything like that, but you just need to, I think having a format where it's a long form video, especially if you use like text formats, because like my audience is all on Twitter and it's on LinkedIn. And it's like the amount of trust you need to build, the amount of posts people need to see that are text based for them to trust you versus when it's a video that's like they hear you, they see you, they listen to, like it's everything. And you also, if you're screen sharing as well, they're also like getting educated by your actions. Like I think long form content is just a lot better as a nurturing mechanism sort of in your funnel. So I would say kind of, I guess, no matter what sort of acquisition you're doing, having YouTube in the middle of your funnel, using it in your website, in your pre-call flow, it's going to be a good leverage point because when clients go on the meeting with you, when they hop on the call with you, they're already a lot more educated about what you do. And especially if you were to get like colder leads, YouTube's just going to like warm them up and they're just going to feel like they know you. It's going to turn them into as close as it can get to like warm leads. Like even if you were to do, cold outreach, if you have YouTube set up the right way and they are seeing those videos, it's going to make a huge difference like on the close rate, which I think it then that it's just sort of like a positive impact on every metric, right? Like leads are warmer, show up rate increases, close rate increases. You can increase your pricing. The truth is as well that warmer leads, they're probably going to stay for longer. That's what,
Yep.
so because they trust you more. Yeah, I'm not like paid to say any of this, but like Quentin has genuinely like made a huge difference. And I think like when I see someone that's like actually offering a good service in a space where, there's a lot of iffy things going on. There's a lot of iffy, agencies and freelancers. I think Quentin's done a great job. And I would recommend him to any B2B business that's selling online.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. All right, so now like we've been working together probably a couple of months now. Can you like throw out a number there in terms of how many calls you're booking on a weekly basis from the YouTube channel, like directly?
Yeah, I mean, I would say comfortably now, like in the last month, we've been booking three to five calls a week. And again, like it's those YouTube leads, which tend to be very warm. And if you have a good, if they're actually qualified, like you should be closing basically every single YouTube lead that comes your way.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing to note there too is like, anyone who's watching this interview, YouTube is a long-term play for sure. This isn't like, you run paid ads, you put money in and expect to get leads in the first day. Now, Paolo's getting results because people know him outside of YouTube. Now, YouTube is just pretty much adding gas to the fire he's got going on. But yeah, what you're doing right now is extremely impressive. I know firsthand seeing like just the case studies and materials you've given us to work with. I'm like looking at it and I'm like, yo, this guy, what are you, 18 years old?
Yeah, 18, yeah.
18, yeah, and like the stuff you've done is insanely impressive. Um, and I know you said you'd recommend me to anyone in the B2B space, but if someone's watching this video, they're selling B2B, they have an online offer and they're not on YouTube. Is there like one piece of advice you would give to them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing you said there, about the long-term play. Like, I think YouTube, like, I'm not gonna stop doing it, and I think the ROI is gonna be like 10 times greater, maybe even more than that. Maybe it's gonna be like 100 times greater, but in like a year from now, right? And maybe me and Quentin, maybe we'll do another video interview in a year from now,
Yeah.
like when we've 10x'd it. But like, what I would say is find a way to just get on YouTube and just get posting. And I think if you're in the beginning stages, maybe you don't have money to invest and you want to like take the time and just start by doing it yourself, like that's fine. But I think if you are somebody that's maybe a bit more busy and YouTube would be something that you want to do, you don't necessarily have the time for, you don't want to think about it, but you see the value. I think then that's exactly when you should be working with someone like Quentin. But that's kind of what I would say. I would say like just start posting and post consistently as much as possible. It's like it's kind of what everyone says, even the influencers, but it's the truth. Like I would kind of do YouTube for 6 months to 1 year, posting like once a week, twice a week, and I wouldn't expect any results from it. Like your goal should just be to post. That being said, obviously, someone like me or in another offer where you have maybe a personal brand or you have like some traffic that you can push to the videos, you'll probably be able to see results a lot faster. But that's probably what I would say. If you want to treat YouTube and you want to turn it into like a real marketing channel and something to accelerate your sales process, then I would just say to treat it like a long-term play and posting it consistently, like day in, day out, like just forcing yourself to post because the compounding effect, like it's 100% real. And now is only the beginning for my channel. Like now we've had back to back, like one out of tens. And I can feel that now we're just putting more effort in even more where I know the next video is going to just keep hitting and it's going to build on top of each other and we're not stopping. We're not stopping here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And last thing to note here is the reason I believe we work so well together is because it's not just me. Like I'm not some magic pill mastermind. Like you're actively collaborating with me. You're providing me with assets, things that inspire you to where you're like, hey, I really like this, and this direction makes a lot of sense for me and where I want to go, which makes our execution level 10 times easier and better. So like I appreciate you as a client for one, like kind of just putting your own input on there and not like completely falling back, but also like trusting after you give us that direction that we can execute on it. So it's definitely a collaborative play. Anyone who like books a call to work with me, I want them to know and like kind of use you as an example too, that like you have to also, you know, put your own input, your own spin, your own unique twist on it. Because it's your brand at the end of the day. Like these videos will outlive, probably our like client relationship, whatever, because these videos are on here forever. and you play a massive part in the success just based off like the feedback and the stuff you give me. So shout out to you, Paolo. Great client, and I'm happy to
Yeah.
work with you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that likewise. And I think I just, I hate micromanaging, so I try to do as little of it as possible. But I do think like with your personal brand, if you are one of the executives of the business, you probably have a very good idea on like the pain points, like what people are receptive to, and also what you want your own brand to look like. Obviously, for me, I run my own like content agency for LinkedIn. So I sort of understand like where how I want to be perceived and like the positioning we should take. But it's really just like it's like have yeah, it's basically having someone who can help you every step of the way, but you can also guide them in the right direction. And when you obviously combine those forces, then that's when you get the results.
Fire, spot on, bro, spot on. But Paolo, it's been a pleasure, bro. I appreciate you doing this call with me. We got plenty more work to do, but I'm happy to document this for sure.
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you taking the time and let's do it.